Delighted to welcome Don Massa Stancavish, President, CEO, and Chief Innovation Officer of Massa Products Corporation, and part of the Commissioning Committee for the USS Massachusetts. Don, welcome to Nightside. I was totally unaware that we were going to have a submarine commissioned here in Massachusetts on March 28th. How has this been under our radar screens for so long?
Oh my gosh, Dan. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I greatly appreciate it. This is such an honor. The commissioning committee has been working really, really hard. But I think, unfortunately, it's really difficult to break through to certain channels. I'm so grateful that your show took this on. It's such an important event. The USS Massachusetts is a Block 4 submarine. My company, Massa Products Corporation, is in Hingham, Massachusetts. We're a third-generation family business. We design, engineer, and manufacture sonar for all of the submarines, and we have done this for over 80 years. My grandfather, Frank Massa, was industry point of contact. We're one of the only companies that has that continuity from World War II to today, and there's so many things happening in the world. And this Block 4 submarine in particular, it's such an honor to have it happening here in Massachusetts because there's so many other Massachusetts companies that are providing so many jobs. The workforce is really critical. It's a career with purpose. And the Block 4s are the first class of the Virginia-class attack submarines that have the living accommodations adjusted for men and women on board. So the quality of life for all the sailors is totally improved. And it's really a big deal. And it's unfortunate that too many people just don't know enough about it. So I'm really happy that you're bringing this to everyone's attention.
Okay, so this commissioning will occur at the Conley Terminal in Boston on the water, March 28th. Yes. Is it open to the public?
It is, and you can get tickets and you can donate, and all the donations for the Commissioning Committee Foundation, it's not for the committee, it's actually for the sailors and their families. And you can go to ussmassachusetts.org. It has all the information regarding what tier you could donate. It goes to scholarships for their families. And, you know, these men and women on board are dedicating their lives to public safety and to save us from all kinds of stuff that we don't know about. It's a silent service for a reason.
Now, let me ask you a question. Yeah. I've read some of the materials that you sent over to us, which I appreciate. And I guess if I read it correctly, the first USS Massachusetts, this is not the first naval ship that has had the name USS Massachusetts, correct?
That is correct. And please, God, this is not my area of expertise. There were, I think, 3, but there was definitely a battleship before this one. I don't remember how many were called the Massachusetts.
I think from what I read, and you folks sent it to me, this is the 5th. The first one was, I guess, christened in 1942. Now, the christening here, is this going to be where they break a bottle of champagne over the hull? That's what we see in the movies. Is that what's going to be involved in the ceremony, or what else will be involved in the ceremony that people should be thinking about?
Well, it's a very special event, and there's a whole bunch of different events. Now, I'm not sure if that breaking of the champagne happens at this one or if that happened before it set sail. Okay. This is a commissioning, not a christening, so I don't know if there's a difference. They might do both.
Fair enough.
I'm not the expert on that. However, there's a whole bunch of a series of events that are happening that whole week regarding Massachusetts, how people could come and see it. They could potentially get a tour on it, and it has to do with, what level they buy tickets for.
Okay, so let's do this, because obviously there's a lot of information that we can't. Yes. And I can have you on again if you'd like it, maybe a week or so in advance to push the event. So I'll tell my producer that I'd like to have you back, and maybe there'll be some more. It's sad to me why there's not been a lot of publicity. This should be a big event. Yeah. I'm sure that they'll have security there. Where can people go? Is there a website that you could direct us to? And people can, in the meantime, between now and the next time we have you on, they can look, maybe go and get some tickets or whatever they need to do. What's the website, Dawn?
100%. The website is ussmassachusetts.org. And I thank you very much for having me on again. I would strongly suggest you have Dennis Pimentel also on board for another show, because he's the expert of all these details that you're asking me. My role in this is really my role is really the industry person. I got involved because I think it's such an important mission, and I think that our state really needs to greater understand the value that the workforce brings to the great state of Massachusetts. I mean, this is where our freedom was born, and the fact that this submarine is being commissioned here is a great tribute to Massachusetts, and especially with what's going on geopolitically in the world right now.
Well, I think the importance of submarines was just accentuated a couple of days ago when, for the first time since World War II, a U.S. submarine actually took out a naval vessel of an enemy nation. Actually, it was in the Indian Ocean. Yeah. No, what I'd like to do is, when you talk to my producer, I'll be more than happy to have you on, or we could have the other gentleman that you referred to. All I want to do is give people a chance so they don't wake up on Sunday morning, the 29th of March, and say, I missed it. That's what my concern is. And this would be a great opportunity for people here in Massachusetts to reconnect, particularly in the 250th year of the start of the country. When you think about it, this is the 250th. Dawn, you and I, have a mutual friend, and that's how he brought it to my attention. And I'm grateful to Paul Wahlberg for bringing it to my attention. And he speaks very highly of you and of this entire project. So when you talk to Paul, tell him we had a good conversation, okay?
I sure will. And, Paul's a great friend. He's a great advocate for all the sailors, all the SEALs, all the Navy. The Wahlberg family is incredible with all that they donate and all that they do. They're a real genuine family. And Paul in particular is a real solid guy, good friend.
No question.
And I really appreciate the opportunity to be on your show. And honestly, Dan, Dennis is the guy that's lead for the USS Massachusetts. Yep. He said that 10 a.m. there's breakfast, and then 7 to 9 there's a bus over as well. So the 7 to 9 to the area where there's breakfast.
All of that information I know is on the website, and that I'm a little short on time here, so we'll just send it to the USS Massachusetts oneword.org. Dawn.
Correct.
Thanks so much for being here tonight. Dawn Massa Stancavish. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate it.